This is James Luckton, and I'm delighted to be joined today with Lowrant-T Nelson. How are we doing?
Oh, good. Thanks, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me, brother. Good
No,
to
no,
talk.
no problem at all. Pleasure having you on. I wanted to bring you on. You've come to my sort of notice really for your bare knuckle boxing you're doing at the moment. You recently fought a friend of mine, Dan McGraffin,
Yep.
and the first thing I noticed was your power. So I've done a little bit of research into yourself, and I see you've competed at a few disciplines. So I wanted to get you on to talk about a few of those. And first question really is, what is it about fighting that you love?
Man, just I'm an adrenaline junkie. I've always been, and I like to push myself and see where I can take my body. So, fighting is just like an awesome mix of everything, man. Again, I get to test myself against another human. I got friends and family around, so it gives me energy and it gives me a little bit of anxiety, thrill, all that stuff, ready to compete. And I like entertaining people, man. So just the fight game is just a little bit of everything that I love in life, and being able to push myself and try to be better every day at something I'm good at. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned, something that you're good at, and I mentioned earlier you've competed in a lot of disciplines at the top level as well. Tell me about the disciplines you've competed in and what you like most about each discipline.
Um, I've competed in 6 different disciplines. I've competed in bare knuckle boxing, obviously, kickboxing, Muay Thai, um, MMA, boxing, Lethwei, which is bare knuckle Muay Thai with headbutts. I did the first ever Lethwei in the United States of America, also, and actually just a couple of weeks, like 2 weekends ago, I won the North American middleweight title belt for Muay Thai for Lion Fights as well. So, I just stay busy, and I love to fight. So any kind of discipline keeps me moving, keeps me pushing forward, and helps. Each one helps me, I feel like, round up the next discipline, because anything in life, I feel like if you just do that only and you're comfortable only with that, it's you need to push yourself further. So I always think about, you know, doing other little things to stay active. I go rock climbing. I do random stuff just to keep my mind open and doing different stuff, so I don't get sick of just training. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned about training, comes on to my next question nicely. In terms of training in all the different disciplines and different sports that you have done, what's the toughest camp for which sport?
Toughest camp, man. I'd probably have to say MMA fights are probably the toughest fights, because for me, I'm a banger. I like to throw down and bang. So like every MMA fight now, it's a different story now because I've been grinding on my jiu-jitsu and wrestling and MMA game. But it's a different story, because I like to throw down and bang. So when people come fight me in MMA, sometimes there's people that like to bang, but as soon as they get touched on the chin a couple times, or all these people say they're strikers or whatever like that, they end up going for takedowns, start wrestling, do jiu-jitsu. So I feel like the toughest camp, maybe not per se like the hardest, but like the toughest physically, is probably MMA camps, because I have to end up adding a lot more to I'll end up adding wrestling practices, adding jiu-jitsu practices to my already large schedule that I have.
Is MMA for you as well a more of a mentality sort of chess match for you? Because like you say, you like to go in there, you like to have your stand-up game, you like to bang, essentially, as you mentioned there. Your knockout ratio is unbelievable, really, in all your disciplines. In terms of MMA, because they can take you down, they can take you to the ground, they can wrestle, etc. Does that mean for you you've got to be more, I suppose, aware of what may come, the unexpected?
Yeah, 100%. And actually, I'm excited to show more of my MMA skill to people to come, bro. At the start of this year, I beat Luis Pena in a five minute round MMA fight, and he was ex Violent Bob Ross. Violent Bob Ross, they called him, and he was in the MMA, he was in the UFC, and he didn't get cut from the UFC because he was losing. He was winning. He got cut from the UFC because of charges that he got, and I fought him the start of this year and beat him in an MMA fight, and I know my game. I know what to do, and I know how to throw down. And nowadays it's a different story because back when I was being more consistent with my MMA fights, I I didn't believe in my jiu-jitsu and my wrestling as much, so I would be a lot more hesitant with my striking. Not hesitant, but like nowadays, if someone comes and throws down, every time they step forward, they react. I'm hucking bombs. I'm throwing at them, and then I'm not. And these days, I'm not as worried if I huck bombs and I miss something and I get taken down. I feel a lot more comfortable with being able to get back up and whatnot. Instead of back in the day, I'm like, oh no, all right, well, when I land this shot, it better be the one that kills them because I don't want to go to the ground. That shit would suck. That was my mentality back in the day. And when I got rid of that mentality of like, oh no, I hope this doesn't happen because that sucks. But at the same time, be like, I'll kill this dude. It helped me be way better because I'm not stressing about this or that. I just do my own thing and throw down the way I always do and take it from there. You know what I'm saying?
Do you prefer the boxing gloved or bare knuckle because it's a stand-up game, or do you like challenging yourself in the ground game?
Man, I bare knuckle boxing is probably one of my favorite disciplines ever. It's just like it's true to like the word of fighting. What I'm saying. I don't know how to describe it. Every time I step in the trigon or any bare knuckle, I just it just brings me back. It feels like I'm back in the day. Fighting a real fight, and obviously every fight's real, but even sometimes getting in there when I put the gloves back on, it almost feels more like a sparring. I'm not saying it's but it almost feels more like a sparring session than it is like when I go step in there bare knuckle. You know what I'm saying? But probably like my favorite discipline. I wish people got paid way more doing it and stuff. Would probably be like kickboxing. I mean, kickboxing is awesome. I would love to do more, more left way bare knuckle Muay Thai, but not much of that around. And there's no money in that either. I need to make a living and a life too. So I love to fight. So, but yeah, One FC is pretty cool. They're doing their like MMA gloved on kickboxing, MMA glove Muay Thai. So maybe some more promotions do some more of that, man. I'd love to get on that stuff too.
You mentioned different promotions there. I want to go back to the bare knuckle. You compete with BYB, and you mentioned it's a trigon. So essentially, it's almost half a boxing ring. It's just a triangle. Now, there's normal bare knuckle fight promotions. They have the squared ring with the ropes. For example, Valor bare knuckle, they've got just a circle pit, no ropes or anything at all around it. For yourself, what do you like about the triangle? Is it the fact that it is such a small space and there's nowhere to run, essentially?
Yeah, I love it, man. I'm a pressure fighter. I like to throw down. I like to make it a grimy war, bro. I'm like I call my style. I feel like I'm a technical brawler. I like to call myself. I brawl and throw down and make it ugly while being technical in my own way and throwing down. And I'm trying to slowly but surely tighten up defenses and do different stuff, especially in the bare knuckle game. But things are coming together slowly and surely. But I just love, I love the triangle, but like people don't understand that there is, I mean, especially if you got good boxing footwork and good footwork, there's movement involved in that trigon. It's just more subtle and shifting of angles instead of so much like, running away kind of stuff or movement. There's a lot more angle shifting and motion to not get stuck in those corners, to push someone back into the corners, to evade the shots, especially with the ref being in there too, and it's so small. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I want to go back to the beginning a little bit, LT. And you mentioned you're an adrenaline junkie. You obviously love your fighting. Where did that love for, firstly, adrenaline rush, but also fighting come from for you?
Probably my mom's crazy like that. My mom like freaking since I was a little kid, and I'm born in South Africa originally, and in South Africa, my mom used to put me on like the front of her dirt bike and whip around fast as she could. I always scream and go faster, faster. And my parents were always super awesome with in the way of like letting me. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh no, they shouldn't do that. He could get hurt or this or that," but they were like they knew that I would do, try things out. They let me try things out, try different sports, try different things that were maybe like out of my comfort level, to understand that, life, I don't know, it helps me understand like life. In my life at least, I want to push myself, push the envelope, see where my body can go. And I know, not just with like fighting, but with like cardiovascular, with workouts, with run, anything is, you can push a lot further and do a lot more than your mind says, man. And I always want to like prove that to myself and anyone else around too. Like, you don't need to be like like any kind of crazy human. You can do it. You just believe in yourself and put that work behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And in terms of ambitions, I mentioned you've been through 6 different disciplines. You sort of chop between them all. You're not just done one career and one, then moved on to the next. You do them all back to back, essentially. Sometimes for yourself, what are your ambitions in terms of your career and your in either discipline?
Man, I want to make it as far and push as far as I can go in every discipline. You know what I mean? And obviously, if one of the, like, say BYB or a different bare knuckle promotion or something, they're like, hey, bro, like, this is awesome. You've been killing it. But if you want to keep on working with us, we're willing to pay you more, or willing for this, or willing for that. But we want to sign to us only. I'm gonna do that with the people with the right money. I'm at that level in life. I love to fight so much, man. That's what I've been doing my forever, man. I got over 57 pro fights, 6 different disciplines. I love to throw down. I love to scrap, and I'm gonna keep doing that while I can. But I'm also going to be smart with my life and career and money, and money's now more than I used to be. And so BYB is doing well with me right now, and I've been killing it with them. They're awesome people. Mike Vasquez, the owner of that company, they're great to all the fighters, me, everyone. And, so if they want to pay me the most and do it, and they're letting me do glove combat, I'm going to stick with them. But, it's definitely, I've learned, like, I love to fight, but there's so much more to life than just, obviously, just throwing down and scrapping, family, all this crap. There's so much more, and I want to make sure to, like, leave a legacy and leave stuff behind, for not just my own name, but for like a family and stuff too. So I need to make that money too.
Absolutely, it's business end of the day, isn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
The last question, in terms of bare knuckle boxing and BYB, it's the sport is growing massively at the moment, very, very fast and rapidly. Just how big can bare knuckle boxing get, in your opinion?
Man, I think people love, it's all like, I've never understood, but like, people love the stand-up aspect of, like, of fighting. They love seeing knockouts. They love seeing this. And it's just like, it's everything. It's, let me start again. There's so many people that don't like boxing per se. Boxing is like such a huge money sport, but nowadays everyone's like, oh, boxing fights, some of them take too long, or this or that, or they only tune in to see the main event, their big name that they're trying to see. You know what I'm saying? But this bare knuckle boxing is like a whole different predator, a whole different specimen, because it's the boxing in a shorter amount of time, more exciting in a way, and throwing down. You're gonna see knockouts, you're gonna see cuts, you're gonna see people throwing down and getting hurt. It's just the way it is, and there's more fights. It happens quicker, and it's just an awesome, exciting experience. So think about how big boxing and MMA and everything has gotten, and I think freaking double that, bro. It's growing. It's gonna be huge. I think every discipline, I mean, every bare knuckle promotion needs to keep grinding, keep working, and it's going up. I promise.
We've seen with gloved boxing influencers and YouTubers, etc., come in and making mega, mega money in the sport. There's a couple of guys who are influencers and they've signed with BKFC promotional banner. They're doing a bit of bare knuckle. Do you think potentially later down the line, maybe 10, 15, 20 years' time, we could see the likes of your Jake Pauls and your KSRs, what they're doing now with boxing, in BKB?
Yeah, 100%, man. I think all those type of people are in it for like the hype and the look. They want that look from people. They want the eyes. So if the eyes are on bare knuckles, if their eyes are on the bare knuckle scene, you know, that's what they're gonna go for. I know, you know what I mean? Why would they not? You know, I mean, it has to be something that pushes them in the right direction, but also something that can be like cool for their fans and something that their fans like and all this stuff. You know what I mean? So I think 100% years from now, maybe even less than that, we're going to be seeing that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And just finally, LT, when can we next see you back in the Trigon?
Man, December 2nd, bro. December 2nd. I'm fighting for the BYB super middleweight world title, bro. BYB super middleweight world title. I'm already on weight, too. I'm already on weight, feeling great. About to kill this game.
Another stoppage?
Yeah, I'm going for that knockout. Trying to go for a knockout. Let's go round two. Round two knockout. Feel it out a little bit in the first round and go for that finish.
They don't call you LT Smash for nothing. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, brother. Have a good one, man. Thank you much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one. Late.